So that's cleared this mess up. They came and drove in with their blooming lorry then. Truck, well, it wasn't a lorry, it was like a big van. There's a couple, a young couple there trying to get in there. I don't know if they were going to see my neighbour Rick, but they never got in. They looked like they hadn't done a job for a while. But you never know. Well, you do know. I mean, people are going to say, oh, you're being judgmental, you're blooming, well, stereotyping people. Look, there's some birds down there, just watch out. Because down here is where people bring their dogs. Some of them clear it up, you know. Some of them pick up the mess that their dogs have done, their dog doings, take it with them. Excuse me. But others of them, well, you know, they don't want to pick it up here. It's going to be a bit difficult, isn't it? So, getting wet, getting soaked. They're going to go away, aren't they? Because of this income. I've got to be careful there, because I think this is where I nearly fell through the ice. Last year, when we had that blooming hard winter. You can hear, look at that. I'm 13.5 stone. And here, I think here it's... I blew walk down here, thinking it was solid like. I'm walking on water. Yeah, it's frozen. My feet are soaked. I nearly fell through the ice. I think you can get so far, but I ain't going to risk it today. I don't want to get wet. I've got too much to do. That's lovely, isn't it? I'm definitely going to go back now. My feet are sodden. Absolutely soaked here. Ugh, I can feel it coming through. It wouldn't have come through on my other new boots, but I ain't going to get them messed up down here. And I don't want to get dog doings on them, because I go in the car with them all the time. What was I saying to you? I'll go along here because it's probably a bit drier. So the government, we ain't got great government here. I was telling you about democracy. Starts like better than dictatorship, there's no doubt. Let's get up here, look, moles. So the government here is blooming on the take like they are everywhere else. You want to ask yourself, where did that 500 million quid from the MOD spent on consultants go? Well, look no further than the Houses of Parliament. The very same people that's investigating the thing, there's the people that's on these companies that's succumbing or giving in or blooming colluding with these lobbyists to make sure they get these lucrative contracts for doing nothing. Is our MOD, is our military of defence a paragon of virtue or an example of fantastic leadership, government and even warfaring? We got blooming aircraft carriers that can't carry aircraft. We got blooming ships that they've commissioned to build that they can't afford to finish building, but it's going to cost us more to not build them than it would to build them. We got blooming helicopters that can't fly in the rain or the fog or something. We got pilots, I'm sorry to say, who blooming kill themselves, not in action. It's the fact that, I'm sorry, don't get me started. Anyway, I'm going to go in. Look at that tree there, look. It's a beaut. So look no further than the Houses of blooming Parliament for where your 500 million quid have gone, and they're talking about the 2 million people or 2.5 million people or long-term benefits like who are blooming sapping the country, and they are, a lot of them. What gets my go? Right, I've got nothing against disabled people. I think we need to do all we can to help people whose got disabilities like and what. But you got this scheme now. I run a car. That blooming old jalopy there. Well, it's not a low jalopy. I like that car. It's a bit banged up, but that's my own fault. Anybody who runs a car, whether it's an old car or a new car, knows that they're blooming expensive to run. Just the petrol price. Who takes blooming 80% of the petrol price? The blooming government. To spend on the military of defence, to put in their own pockets. Anyway, running a car is not cheap. Maintenance, insurance, road tax, you name it, blooming congestion charge. I don't live in London, I don't drive in London. Thank God for that. And yet, if you're disabled, a friend of mine, he's got a disability, you know, it's not a nice thing. I'm very sorry for him, and I try to help him if I can. But he came to me, he says, oh, I can get a car. Yeah, I can get a car. I mean, I can get you to drive it for me. We're going to pay, you and me, who's struggling to keep our own cars on the road, are going to pay for my friend, or someone else, to get a car. He ain't going to pay for it. He don't work. He's one of them that's living on benefits, and he needs them benefits because he can't work because of his conditions, like. But he can get a car, and we're going to pay for it to run it in a car. He don't need a car, but he can get one. He don't need a car. He lives in the city. There's a bus transport which runs up to a certain point and is a blooming rip-off. I reckon it's cheaper to run a car. I'm only joking. What I was saying here, we can't be affording to pay for people to have cars and run cars that they don't need. We can run a service for them. Yeah, you got Dictataors, that's a brilliant service. My father, before he died, he used to use Dictataors to get out of the hospital and things. And that's a brilliant service, and they're run by volunteers and things, a lot of it, you know. So I've got to get going because this blooming camera's got to run out of time soon. I ain't going to run out of things to say, you can believe that. Yeah. So I don't think we should be too hard on the people who aren't working, because a lot of them ain't going to find jobs anyway. The government's blooming let loads of people, a lot of them good people and better workers than we've got here, to be honest, but they've let loads of people come in to take the jobs that them people that's not working, that's on benefits, could have done. Yeah. So the government's got to take responsibility, and then the government's on the take, on the make, on the rake, on the blooming rape. They're taking us for every penny that they can steal us blind, one way or another. And then they want to say, oh, we've got to clamp down. We've got to stop all these fraudsters, these people who are cheating benefits, and they're blooming cheating the whole lot of us. And no wonder the European economy and Eurozone, they talk about the European gravy train, that blooming Kinnock, him and his wife, both European commissioners, they was on the make, on the take, on the rake, on the rake. They certainly was. And then they get up and want to tell us what they're doing for us. And they want to award themselves honours and stuff. Well, it's all going to come down on them now. They're going to have to pay for all these things they've done, just like blooming Saif al-Islam Gaddafi. He ain't going to be safe, and he don't want to be safe. People that behave like that deserve what they get. That's all I say. Bye for now.